Hello guys, so this is the second time I'm trying to see she know how to count. Second time I'm trying to film this because I did start it and then I was so unprepared that I didn't know the names of the authors and I was like scanning Goodreads trying to film because we are professional here. We are truly a professional because ain't nobody got time to prepare here, so I'm just gonna jump on the questions. And just a warning, there is a cat sleeping. I'm letting her sleep because it's still early and she is still allowed to sleep, so let's hope she doesn't snore too badly. And I did, before I forget, I did see this first on Jess the Book Freak, and I'll leave her the link of her video down below because it was really fun to watch. She got the whole thing set up as a game. It was amazing. Okay, question number 1. How many books is too many books in the series? If you are not just gonna be like, here is the protagonist and here is the love, 2 or more love interests, and now let's see how many times she takes to go to the right one and the plot depends on it, I'm fine with either number. If that's the case, I just don't do it, please. You can make a fantasy with the love triangle, and not make it just dead. It's very sad when that's just that. Question number 2: how do you feel about cliffhangers? I do not mind cliffhangers. I mean, there's 2 instances that I do not mind cliffhangers. I do not mind cliffhangers in manga, nor do I mind it on novels that were published first periodically, so that doesn't happen now unless it's like a site somewhere, I guess. So on classics, and those cliffhangers in manga and on the classics do happen in between his chapters. That's why I don't mind. What I do mean with this, for example, manga, on manga you have a chapter per month, usually, unless it happens something to the author, and it's usually 1 chapter per month, so you have a very limited number of pages to keep the attention of your public. So I'm completely fine with manga using cliffhangers, even because on those very limited number of pages sometimes it's not enough to make a full big battle like show how the big battle happens or that decision or that thing. It's just not enough pages, so you cut like in 2 or 3, and you cut it on the best parts, of course. That I don't mind. I don't mind like things that are periodically, so the chapters of the novel come each month. I also don't mind the cliffhangers there because you know you have more next month, and when it comes to the novel, the cliffhanger is not like on the very last of it. But I don't mind it when it's like in between books of a series, because that's a little bit iffy. Let's say that it is exploitative of the emotional response of the person. So usually young people that are more emotionally driven will be more affected by them, and will like, even if they didn't like the book that much. I have seen some reviews like that. I haven't, or people say the book was a little bit boring, and then there was some action, and then there is this cliffhanger, and now I need to know what happened next. If that had happened for me, I would have thrown that book to the lions, to the fire with it, because that's not how you make a good book. You make the good book all the way, and then that should be enough to keep the attention of your readers, and not like, okay, let's make a book, not an iffy book, and then at the end you put this thing that makes people need to know what happened. I think that's enough. I think it's Olive that had this better explained, the Olive from Book Olive. She explained this a little bit better in one of her books, and I was like, yes, preach it. Preach it to the heavens. But next question. Only third question. Hardcover or paperback? Paperback, you guys already know this. Favorite book? Have many, but my own safe book to say always is Jane Eyre, because it's easier to just remember Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte and then start to recite all the catalog of books that I like. So let's go with Jane Eyre. Least favorite book? I don't have one. I just do not keep tabs with the books that I don't like. I erase them from my memory. Love triangles, yes or no? Like I said before, if the plot depends on which boy the girl will choose, it's the emo or badass prince or the quite boring without salt and sometimes just plain stupid best friend. Yeah, if the plot depends on that choice, no. If the love triangles are actually well made and are more than just like a hinge, I never saw that happens. Because they say love triangles, but it's literally a hinge because there is a girl, imagine a girl here, a boy here, a boy here, but this part, there's nothing connecting this. They don't care for each other, they don't love. Do you guys know any book where it's exactly a triangle and not just a hinge? Please do tell me. So if it's well done, if the plot doesn't depend on it, unless it is a cheesy romance or not a romance. I'm not even gonna call it cheesy. If it is a romance, those cheaper romances like Regency and whatever, I'm fine with it. I'm pointing there because that's my romance shell, that white thing there. It's still that because reasons, but that thing will grow, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if it's not a romance, if it's another thing, I only want it if it's well made. Oh, that was enough for that one. I did it go places. Let's see, next one. The most recent book you've just couldn't finish. I did prepare so well that I forgot. Most recent book you just couldn't finish. It was today, wasn't it? Yes, it's Holes. I don't remember what the author is, but it's Holes. There's a movie, apparently a Disney movie. I had no idea. I was reading that. I was just like, what the hell is happening? This is not for me. And then I just stopped. I started reading because it's on the list of like children in middle grade or young adult. I think it's middle grade books that are pretty famous, and I do want to try my more middle grade and more like famous books. And it was available on open library. So yeah, that one I do not know who wrote it, so check the description for that. Where was I? Oh, number 8, a book you are currently reading. I'm reading many. Let's say Child of Prophecy by Juliet Marília, the third book on the Seven Waters trilogy. Oldest... No. That was not the one. Okay, book you currently... Last book you recommended to someone was that Foretelling by Alice Hoffman that I just read last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, last week. Yeah, last week. I did recommend it because strong women, there was horses and a lesbian couple and someone that is probably watching this, who likes those topics. More newest book you have read by publication date. Well, I went to Goodreads. I fiddled with it like crazy because I never made my Goodreads show me things by date of publication. That's a thing I do not care. And apparently it's A Holy Day by Gaslight by Mimi Matthews, and I give it a 5-star and I love it. So yeah, it's a Regency romance during Christmas, and it was pretty cute. Please, where's the questions? I've lost the... Oh, there's the questions. I was panicking a bit. Favorite author? I do not know. There are so many. I used to say that is Anne Rice, but I'm going to reread all her books. I mean, if I'm gonna go for Charlotte Bronte, I have still to read her books. I also really like so far Robin Hood from what I've reading, Diane Wayne Jones, Diane Satterfield. There is just so many people that I like. There's people missing from here because I do not have all the books from the people that I like. So too many to say, to be honest. Buying books or borrowing books? Both. If buying books is more secondhand than new, because there's something magic about a secondhand book, and if you don't think that's right, why? Because it's a book that comes in a very, very discounted price, and that's amazing because we need to keep the budget. And it is a book with a story. I do love when they have like extras, like things still stuck inside, or things written, if it's not too obnoxious, of course. Yeah, secondhand books and borrowing books, both. Buying new books, I'm okay with that, just not too many, because they're too pricey. A book you dislike that everyone seems to love. Now, I'm going to justify this. I know when I did the DNF tag, you guys said that I do not need to justify, but I do need to justify this one, okay? I do, believe me, because it messed with my soul, and it was a little bit. It's the Hunger Games. I read that one. I have a friend that likes that one. Hi, if you are watching. And I did this. She probably is sick of hearing me rant about this, but I'm gonna explain why I don't like it as fast as I can without too much ranting. I do have to talk about one scene that happens as soon as the game started. It's not a major spoil, but if you may consider a spoil, maybe so. I will keep this hand up while I'm talking about it, and I'll try to be brief. If you see this hand going down, you can unmute me. So I am gonna start the spoiling. When the game started, when the game started, let's just face the beast here. She is supposed to be very good in survival, and when the game started, the first preoccupation is, of course, getting water, because you do need water more than you need food. I think that she needed to go uphill to then go downhill, but she first almost acted, if not, I have read this a little bit, so I'm going a little bit off memory, so please do keep that in mind. She acted like she was expecting to find water uphill and not downhill, and then she took refuge on a willow tree when people were passing by. Now, I'm not a survival expert, but I do know that willow trees only survive and thrive near water. They need lots of water. They are those trees that do need a lot of water, and I do think, if I'm not mistaken, that if they do not have the access of that water, they do get very frail and are a danger. They can fall or something like that, but I'm not completely sure about that part. But I do know that they do need lots of water. And she was literally hiding on a willow tree and wondering, where is water? And I was like, you are on a willow tree, the water is probably passing underground, and if there is one willow tree, trees reproduce. There has to be more willow trees, probably forming a line downhill till the forsaken lake or river or whatever, or stream, or whatever, the way the water comes from the ground on that place, because I don't remember. But she had no freaking idea that was a thing. Like, it was just out. She just recognized water by some kind of exotic plant that I do not remember the name. And I'm like, why? No. And then it went downhill from there on choices, and I was just like, this is really I think that's enough from that series. But with that reason, I just didn't like the characters, the writing. There was lots of plot holes, and yeah, just there was so many bad decisions during that thing. I was just like, So, Hunger Games. I will just stop again when I usually do that. I'm totally okay if you like this. I do read what I just call cheesy romances, which has lots of problems, and I love them. We are all friends here. So if you love Hunger Games, I'm cool with you. I'm fine with you. Just that's my reason. Where was I now? Bookmarks or dog ears? I think it's this one. Yeah. She's snoring way too loud. Come on. Okay. Bookmarks or dog ears. Usually bookmarks. I do just dog ear parts of books that I know that I will visit. I know I'm a monster, but I do sometimes do that. Usually, when I dog ear, it's usually bad because I'm like, this is so bad that I'm gonna mark this book and know exactly where the offense is, so I can address it on any review or video or whatever. But usually bookmarks. Where was I? A book you can always reread. The House Moving Castle by Diane Wynne Jones. I can always reread that. I can also always reread Jane Eyre. And that was another one. Where are you? Well, let's go with those two. Okay, shall we? Next question. Can you read while hearing music? Let's be honest here. If you are doing one thing, you cannot do both. I can have instrumental music or like ambient sound, but to be honest, even when I have that one, I'm not paying any attention to them, so silence. I do prefer silence. Then again, if there's music around me, people talking or anything, I can abstract. That's why it's totally counterproductive to have music and something, because I will either pay attention to one or the other. I mean, if I'm reading, I'm going to completely abstract from what's happening. I'm on the book. I do not care. The only thing that I'm formatted to pay attention is my cats in case they need me, or my mother calling me, and sometimes I don't even hear that, so yeah. One point of view or multiple points of view. Fine with either. I'm good with either. And do you read a book in one sitting or multiple days? It depends on the number of pages. If it's not too dense and it's like 200 pages or 250, depending on how dense it is, I may read in one sitting. Any more than that, or even if it's like that but really dense, multiple days. It's just the way it is. And number 20 is to tag. So I'm just gonna say the thing of when you don't really want to call names. If you are watching this and you want to do this, feel free to. And yeah, that's about it for today, and I hope you guys are all well, and do let me know which one was I particular. There was one that I wanted answers. Which one was it? I don't remember, but I know I said for you guys to tell me. Oh my god. Oh, the left triangles. Do let me know if there's a left triangle that is actually a left triangle that you have for it. Okay? Bye bye.